speak right into the top end.
Okay. She sent me a poem to read, which pretty much says everything that she's wanted to say. And it's called Brother. Can everybody hear me?
I cannot.
Yeah, you just gotta hold it right
Into my mouth?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Is it okay if I hang on to you? You're okay.
This is called Brother. It's so hard to explain with words what a special brother you are.
Sorry.
You're a special person in this dark world, a bright and shining star. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Maybe I'll turn you up a little bit.
A special person to hold my hand, no matter come what may. A special person to laugh with me and help me find my way. A special person to listen when I don't know what to do. A special person who gives advice and helps me make it through. I wanted you to record this. A special person to those you know, helping when there's a need. A special person we all love. And a special brother to me. Dale wanted me to tell you that when Kim got sick, she called Stan. She called him in December, and he arrived in March. And he stayed with her right to the end. It was over a year. This was so Dale could go to work. Kim no longer could take care of himself. He did the laundry, he cooked, and he cleaned. And did he clean? He could clean better than most women. And he made sure that Kim was getting nourishing meals. Stan was in tune with Kim, emotionally, mentally. He understood when to move in, and he knew when to back off, and give Kim his own space. He laughed with him, and he cried with him. When Stan got to Edmonton, Kim had lost his long-term disability pension through no fault of his own. Stan did the research, and he took it to court, and he got Kim back his disability pension and all his retro pay, which came to nearly $9,000. This guy here is a chip off the old block. It's hard to read. So this poem says it all. I wrote down some of the things that the cousins who couldn't be here wanted me to say. Usually people send telegrams, but now today they put it on Facebook or they send it to you through Facebook. The first one's from Twyla Woods. She said, "I'm so sorry to hear the passing of our cousin Stan. My dearest condolences to all the family. Joel, Ray, love, and comfort to you and your baby girl." From Larry Woods, he said, "I'm so sorry, and I'm glad I got to meet Stan at the last reunion in the Peace River." George Beeble, he said, "That is so sad. Stan was always a very sweet man." From Colette, when she saw the picture that you had posted, she said, "That's a beautiful picture of Stan and his son, Doug." Stan had a warm and wonderful heart and a crazy sense of humor, which we all knew. He always looked at the bright side of things. Opie has gone fishing with his best buddy, Kim. You'll always be in our memories, Stan. Condolences to his children, his grandchildren, his brothers and sisters, and his nieces and nephews. This was from Doug, which he's already expressed. From Dawn Rattlesnake, she said, she met Stan many times. She said, "Very sorry. My condolences to you and to the rest of your family." From Myrna Lund, who is my best friend here in Vancouver, she said, "I sent an angel to watch over you last night. The universe has seen you struggling and says, it's over. A blessing is coming your way. My prayers go out to you and to your family." For myself, losing Stan is one of the hardest things I've ever had to endure. And it's not over. I just feel like someone knocked me down and I just can't get up. I had no idea the impact of losing him was going to mean. He was 2 years older than me, and he was my playmate. So being a playmate, he was the boss. I did everything that I was supposed to do. He told me memories and memories of when we used to dig in the sand at the back of our house, and we used to bury snakes there. And then he decided we were going to dig to China. So we're digging and digging and digging. My biggest fear was, if we're going down to China, then we're going to land on the clouds. And how are those clouds going to hold us? In Mission, we swam every day in the pool. We were so good at it. We were just like a couple of fish. We'd throw things down in the water, and we'd swim down to get them. Well, we got so good at this that one day the lifeguard jumped in the pool to come and get us because we had been down there for so long. That's how, good we were at doing it. Stan was a lot of things. He was kind, considerate, loving, generous, and thoughtful. He made me mad, and he made me laugh. Stan was always an entrepreneur, even when we were kids. He'd go get a job whereby we would advertise. He would advertise. Can anybody keep hearing me?
Yep.
We would advertise by wearing these wooden slats with a storefront on the front, and we'd walk up and down the streets in Mission. We'd go like this for a while, and then he'd hand me these boards that fit over our shoulders. And then I never saw him again. Mom would send me down to the bowling alley where Stan was setting pins. And she said, "Well, you go down there and let him come home and have supper." So I did. I never saw him again. Not only that, I never got any money. He was quite a guy, and I love him. I'm going to miss him forever. And I'm so happy that we're having this celebration for him today, because that's really what it to be, is a celebration for Stan. Elder Wolfpaw. My grandfather and grandmother came from Manitoba to answer the call of Alberta for settlers. In so doing, they were given land if they cleared and built a cabin. This was the beginning of a large family of Cree descent in all 17 aunts and uncles and ownership of vast land and water. Granny, being a Cree healer, gave birth at home not only to her children but also to her grandchildren. Each aunt and uncle parented a fair number of children. This was the beginning in the wilds of Alberta in the early 1900s. As Native people, we were to respect all elders, including our older brothers and sisters. Being a member of an immediate family of 15, I was the younger of my two older brothers. That would be Don and Ray. And they were responsible for my welfare, just as Stan was responsible for me. Being at the beck and call of two older siblings, I was manipulated into different jobs at different means. This meant going to Granny's house in the morning. After the monthly trip into Edmonton, the nearest large city, for staples, and it also included getting Scotch mints. After a moment of play, now everybody knew Grandma had the mints. After a moment of play, I was requested forcefully to go to Granny and ask for candy. As one could not speak to an elder without being spoken to, I would visit my Granny. It was dictated to me that she would invite me in, ask if I was thirsty or hungry, and I would say no. She'd say, have a seat. I was huffing and puffing from running and playing in the woods. I would be shuffling in my chair. Granny would be in her rocker and brushing her long black hair and being very quiet. I would sit and be still until I almost fell asleep. After a time, Granny would say, Stanley, would you like candy? And I would say, what, Granny? It was in that silence that I became aware of the beauty of touching the spirit of creation. It was a knowing of all that is in a moment of physical non-entity. Spirit just is. This was written by Stan.